Hello, YouTube world. My name is Anthony Long. Welcome back to the Bluegrass Picker channel. It's all the same. Hey, Joe. How you doing? Did you find anything in the garage sales today, or boot shops? Car boot. Yeah, it's cold here. There's usually like 65 or so garage sales, and there's like 14. I bet no one are open because it's 30, 39 and overcast and windy and ugh. Harry found some stuff. I was watching his video he just put out. I've been learning something new because people asked for it. It's pretty easy, really. Hey, Joe. What up, Myra? Goes in. Oh. Sorry, Cora started barking there in the middle. Little Hotel California. On a dark desert highway. Cooling in the Shh. Cora, stop. Stop, Cora. Sorry. Shh. Hey. Stop. I think someone delivered something to the door, so she... Haunting hotel. Yeah, I agree. You know, and I've always heard, they're talking about hell and stuff. When you really listen to it, it's like we're making our hell here. A lot of people, in their own head. Let's see what they're talking about. What older I got. Happy birthday, Joe. Mine was on Thursday. Yeah, come on in. Anybody wants to join in? Come on in, Joe. Myra. Cora. Babe. I was hoping Harry might come on too. Enough guitar. Get to hang out with the family, Joe. How many kids you got? Is it 2 or 3? Bum, bum, bum. Hotel California. That's one of the songs that the radio just burned it out of me. You heard it so many times in the 80s. It was like, oh God. Hotel California. And I liked it a lot before that because my parents had the record. I was lucky. It was one of the songs I loved, and then I got annoyed with it. Hey, how's it going? Good, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Oh, your
About
sound's
something
kind of
that's going
low.
on today. Oh, is my sound quiet? Is that?
Yeah.
It's because my mic's not very good. I'm not paying attention.
Okay.
You got. Oh,
What were you gonna say?
you kind of keep phasing in and out. So you got that free on.
What were you saying?
Nah, don't worry, man.
Okay.
How's sales your end?
Oh, um, it just sounds quiet for some reason.
We
Philip
we
Picker,
get
that's cool.
we getting a few little lockdowns at the minute. So Wales, there's a couple of places up north that are locking down. So loads of little mini lockdowns. So
Oh man.
sales are doing alright because of it.
Yeah, I bet. So, is games and stuff starting to sell faster for you?
Um, Only because I'm listing more of them ready for Christmas.
Yeah. Um, can do you have YouTube on another one? Because I can hear my echo. Is that me? Maybe it's me.
That might be you. I don't have YouTube on in the background.
Huh. Um, yeah, I kind of assume that it's going to be more like that here. Our hospitals are full. People aren't really passing away, but they're turning away other people because they're so full of people. So I'm hoping it doesn't get that way. But I mean, I don't know anything about it. All I know is what's happening. So they're locking everything down again there in a couple places.
Only a few places. Only like obviously the whole of Wales is going into a little lockdown. Um, Down here in Devon, it's not too bad. So we, yeah, I mean sourcing's hard now. I don't know what you guys do for sourcing in the winter, but I've just been basically putting up on Facebook Marketplace groups, trying to find some trying to find some products, and it seems
Yeah.
to have worked. I've just got somebody who sent me a load of pictures, so I'm hoping I can make a deal there.
Yeah, that's what I do a lot of now is on YouTube. I go to auctions on YouTube and buy from us over here. I find that better than driving around to three thrift stores, and it's almost better because I mean you might watch for 4 hours and never see anything you want, but there's a few
Yeah,
times where you find some stuff you're like that no one knows about, even in the auctions, and delivered to your door. So that's kind of nice because a lot of
yeah,
guys
we
over
don't
here
have
have,
YouTube auctions here. We don't have any.
yeah, you should start them. But like the storage units, they get these big influxes of um, product, and they used to do flea market booths out in California, but they've made it harder and harder, so there's less and less people. So they found that YouTube auctions they can sell to resellers in big lots and just turn it over and buy more units quicker. Smart. And so I've been buying stuff from them. I put it in my booths, my antique ball booths and flea market booths. And I wonder how long those are going to stay open too. But I can always pull product out of those booths to put on eBay too.
Yeah,
There's
I
heavier
mean,
products. That's why I have them in the booths.
do not multi-list it anyway. Have it on eBay, and then if it sells either platform, you can just take it down.
Yeah. You
Do you
have three
multi-list?
kids. I kind of do sometimes, but uh, I just haven't. I don't know. I've done Mercari. That's the only thing I really. I downloaded Grailed, and that's about as far as I got.
I've just rented a warehouse.
Oh yeah. Well, I saw you were
Yes,
thinking about it.
yeah, yeah. I went and viewed a couple, and then the biggest one we went to go view was the cheapest. So we got that. £600 a month. So it's probably about
Wow.
$700. It's
But
2,000 square
that's
foot.
but yeah, and then but now you're open up to being able to buy bulk, and whenever you come across it, and you don't have to think twice about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, storage units down there have really gone up in price. I don't know if you've ever done storage units.
No.
I buy storage units off of eBay because they don't run them like proper auctions down there. You have to go onto eBay and find them and pick the ones you want. And yeah,
Huh.
they're just ridiculous prices at the minute.
Interesting. Yeah, I've just always had so much product to get out because I'm pretty good at buying that I've never needed to really scale up any further. But I figured eventually I'd like to because there's storage units around here because it's kind of like Florida. They don't have a lot of um, what do you call it, basements around here, and so there's people have to have a place to have storage units because makes sense.
Do you work out of your house then?
Yeah. Well, and I have a garage that I have my equipment in for my lawn business and power washing, and I can store a lot of stuff in there too, which I do. And that's what I like about
Garages are
having
just
my
so much bigger though.
yeah. Oh yeah. And that's what I like about having my antique mall. This garage is empty though, and it has a side part too where it has all this like a wood shop area that I don't have anything in, so I can fit in triple more what I already have in there, and I have quite a bit. But that's another thing I like about having my own antique mall booths and flea market booths. It's almost like having a storage unit sitting there. It's holding all my stuff too.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy having the antique mall. It's just that it's kind of a weekend thing, especially when the weather starts getting kind of crappy. Um, but it's nice this time of year because people actually buy stuff there to sell or to have for gifts during Christmas. And so last year I sold so much stuff that I didn't think would ever sell, but that wouldn't on eBay. You know, you pull some of that stuff off of eBay and it actually sells better. Um, I guess because they're not paying shipping and they know, and it's right there to get.
Yeah,
You know,
especially
they don't have.
bigger items.
Yeah.
I just, what was it? I sold loads of Star Wars figures over to America, but he bought them all individually, paid from all individual prices, and then his total shipping come up to $185, and it
Well,
was £75 worth of product, so about $90 worth of product, $180 worth of shipping. How crazy is that for the GSP? Have I gone? Am I still here? I'm not too sure what's going on. What's going on, guys? My name is the Closet Geek, and I buy stuff to resell. If I am still here, I might be the one who's disappeared. I do not know. What's going on? Buying space. Yes, I did have a good birthday. It was obviously a while ago. I'm not too sure if I'm actually in the chat or not. Let me know if I'm still here. Yep, just me. The Joe Show. Welcome to Joe Show. Yes, buying space. I did have a good birthday. What did I do? I didn't really do much. Obviously, because I didn't want to go out because I get really suffocating wearing these masks. I find it quite stressful. It makes my anxiety go up a lot more. What's going on, Philly Picker? How are you? Oh, you're not on about me. I thought you were on about me. Crazy. Yeah. Sales this week have been okay. Got a new storage unit. Well, not a storage unit. Warehouse that I'm going to be renting soon. Very excited about that move. Moving on December the 1st. It's not the best time to move. But hopefully, be something good. Let me know if you're still in the chat, guys. I'm not even sure if I'm live anymore. Let's have a little look. Little look. There we go. Yes, it's just me. Quiet, I'm quiet. Oh, we're going to have to rearrange this microphone so people can actually hear what I'm saying. It's live. What's going fishing and picking? How are you doing?
hey, I don't know what happened there.
I'm not too sure what happened. I tried to wing it.
Well, thank
Didn't
you.
know if I was live or not.
Hey, how's it going, fishing and picking? Um, yeah, sorry, I don't know. My internet must have went down for a second. I don't know. It happens so rarely. Um, that's cool. How big was your warehouse space?
The new one, 2,000 square foot. The one
Wow.
I've got at the minute is 500 square foot.
Yeah.
And I've got a loading bay
Yeah,
as well.
I'm starting to get to a point where I got too much crap in here. But I'm really just stock. I was kind of just stockpiling for the fourth quarter and the assumption it might be hard
Potential
to
lockdown.
source again.
Yeah. It's a wise thing to do.
Because
I'm nearly through my death pile. So
I mean,
I'll have to find some more things.
I've got thousands of Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and sports cards. So I can list forever. And like the cool thing with like sports cards, a Tom Brady card by itself, not worth much. But if you put 10 of them together, they'll sell, you know.
What
So
about your Pokemon cards? Because the thing with that is obviously every YouTuber under the sun is jumping on the bandwagon of Pokemon now, and it's really blown up the prices of Pokemon cards. The prices you could get from at the moment compared to like 1 month, even 2 months ago, like it's absolutely ridiculous. The prices have gone up so high. So I've opted to start an auction starting tonight at 8:30. Big, massive, about 5,000 Pokemon vintage cards, and
nice.
I'd expect it to go for about 700 to 1,500, anywhere around there. That's what I would presume it would go for. And
And
me
that's
jumping
on
on the
eBay.
bandwagon, yeah, it'll be on eBay.
Okay.
But
Well, I mean, you
obviously,
got
this is
to.
the 25th anniversary.
I've learned that with sports cards. You sell them when it's hot. You don't start collecting them when it's hot. That's not how you do it. Um, it's kind of like baseball. You when you're the Royals and you can't spend any money, you have to draft good, be smart, develop your players and all this stuff. You can't be the Yankees and just wait for the best players and pay them all. This doesn't work the same. Yeah,
I
so
think it's
I've
taken
got a
too long
bunch
for that
too.
message.
I need to
I thought
I need to figure out
someone did it.
I need to figure out which Pokemon I have that's worth a lot because I have so many. It's
Have you
crazy.
got me on Facebook?
I don't think so.
I can send you the ones that are worth the most at the minute.
Let me let's see. Facebook. I try to keep Facebook out of the way. I use it more for YouTube than I do for anything else. Um, are you Closet Geek?
Yeah, closets with two T's and then geek. I haven't got that device with me at the minute, but send me
I
some
see you.
pictures, man. I'll help you out.
Okay. Um, yeah, and I have Magic cards and stuff like Magic cards still go pretty quick out of my boost. I'll just sell them in bulk. Just say like starter set. Try to keep a lot of different things in it, and they sell. But I've heard they're going for a lot more money too because there's a bunch of artists that used to be their main artists and they fired him or something, and so their cards are worth a lot more money now, knowing that they're not going to ever draw for them again or something.
Yeah, it's a bit like I suppose that would be the same with like sports cards. When people die, I reckon their cards would be worth more then.
Yep,
It
just
was
like Kobe
probably like
Bryant.
then.
Kobe Bryant when he
Funny how
died,
it
all
is
of his
when
cards.
characters die. Yeah,
Yeah.
and obviously there's a board game down here which I think is a question of sport. And then this you get cards, and one of them is a Mike Tyson rookie card.
Hmm.
I think that's what it is. And the Americans are going crazy for it at the minute. So everybody in the UK will be going around to the charity shops, finding these board games for £1, pulling out that one card and selling it for £150 to ship into America for that one card. That's crazy. But
Smart.
yeah, obviously Mike Tyson's a big topic now. He's going to be fighting Roy Jones Jr. again. Well, I say again,
Yep.
he's never fought Roy, but fantastic matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, they're both older though, aren't they? Both in their 50s.
Yeah, I mean, but they still look great. I mean, you watch them just hitting the bags, and you're like, I'd get just destroyed by them 10 seconds. I'd be
But
running for
for
my
what they're getting
life.
paid, from what they for what they're getting paid, I'd fight either of them. I'd fight either of them. What they're
Yeah, and I
getting
think it's
paid.
all going to charity if I remember right.
Oh yeah, I think Mike Tyson's just a beast. He just wants to fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I listened to the Rogan podcast, both of them. I mean, they're crazy. And then like Roy Jones Jr., you're like, yeah, I could die in this. I know how Mike Tyson is. I'm like, gosh, why would you do? for charity.
Mike
I
Tyson
mean,
was one of the fastest heavyweights in the world, and not only was he one of the fastest, he was one of the hardest hitting. So
yeah,
imagine the hardest hitting, fastest boxer in the world, and you got to
yeah,
go fight him. But then Roy Jones Jr. was faster.
yeah. He had faster hands,
Yeah,
but he didn't hit as hard as Tyson. Tyson's legs, something about I don't know the way he hit was just different.
way
I
more
remember watching
finishing.
Muhammad Ali stuff. He was fast too. Just, I mean, he's kind of Muhammad Ali is kind of a mix of between both of them. Honestly, stuff I've watched. Of
I think if you
course, I
matched them
didn't.
up in nowadays, both Roy Jones and Mike Tyson, I think would beat Muhammad Ali, all in their primes.
Probably. And then I think it's also too. It's a sign of your competition. He was so dominant, but okay, Babe Ruth. You know, most people don't realize when Babe Ruth broke the home run record, um, it was like 180. He beat it by like 500 home runs. You know, and so people beat it now, and people are like, oh, it makes him not as good. Well, it's kind of your competition and what's going on at the time. They used to play with the same baseball over and that's what they call it the dead ball era. They use the same ball through the whole game. So literally by the end of the game, it was mush. You're not hitting the ball out, kind of deal. And so the game's changed a lot, and so it's hard to compare. It's hard to compare because if Muhammad Ali had been fighting guys like Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. this whole time and trained against guys that were that good, he might have a chance, but he didn't have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he might have not had as many fights because I would have thought that era would have been such a hard era to fight in, just because of
Yeah,
the talent that was there.
yeah. Hey, what up, Harry?
I mean,
Rays
what's going
versus
on, Harry?
Dodgers
How are you?
payroll. Um, yeah, I totally agree. My baseball, they did it through lots of great trades and good pitching, and it's a short season, so they got hot at the right time, which is kind of everybody knew that that was the chance.
Right, Game Freak and Pokemon Company have only just announced two expansions: Isle of Armor, which was released back in June, and which is due to be released soon. I've got I've got the Isle of Armor. It's not great. Um, I think it costs £30, so I don't think I'll bother with the next. I mean, I had a little bit of fun. It's like 2 days of gaming, so it was a bit of fun back, but that's it.
Yeah, I haven't gotten the new ones. It's good to know that kind of stuff, though. I need to
That's
start
for
grading.
that's not for the that's for the video game. That's for the Switch video game. The
Oh,
Isle of Armor is like a new area that was added onto the game, which
oh,
was
gotcha.
which you can pay extra additional money for to go and hunt for new
What do you
Pokemon.
What do you think that the PlayStation 5 is going to do to all the other gaming stuff?
I don't think it's really going to do much. I really don't. I think obviously it make the PlayStation 4 a bit more affordable off a marketplace. You'll be able to buy them a bit cheaper. I don't think you're going to be able to get £200 from them anymore. I think maybe 150. Obviously prices will drop. The Nintendo will stay as it is. Um, PlayStation 2 has been on the rise here in the UK. My PlayStation 2 bundles have been flying out the door quite quickly. PlayStation 3
They
also
do good
has
here.
been flying. Yeah, PlayStation 3's also been flying out the door, but Xbox is slow. I think nobody really likes. Well, not as many people like the Xbox just because the amount of
And
problems you get with them. They're just
yep, and
silly
they're so
problems.
heavy. They're so heavy to
Yeah.
ship. That's kind of why I like the Nintendo Wii. They're smaller. Hey, Harry.
Yeah.
I saw you had some good pickups. Cora, easy. Sorry, my dog. She saw something outside. Um, Harry found this old mason jar that he'd been looking for, something like that, for a long time. It's always good to find that treasure you've been looking for, and he found it for $3. That was a nice little dig. The last 2 weeks have been terrible for us. It's been cold and dreary, so I hate going out to garage sales. There wasn't even it was like a tenth of what there normally is, and you know if you go up to them, they're going to be closed down because it was like 38 degrees this morning.
I think this weekend is going to be the first weekend in a long time that I haven't been able to do any sourcing.
Yeah, that's frustrating. I mean, I'm pretty picky about what I get now, um, but like I said, you ought to watch Westside Gary. He's going to have an auction here starting at 11. They probably won't start till 11:20 or so, but that's where I like to source now. And Facebook Marketplace, I think you could do that quite a bit too, just like me and Harry. And I like to source on there because people don't know our community. They don't know that a bunch of classic rock LPs are worth a ton of money, and they don't they just trying to get rid of it because they know it's heavy and in the way. So I like to source those two places a lot. It's too bad that's what you got to do is start a YouTube auction channel for the UK.
I don't think it'll work so well over here. I do think that, I mean, to be honest with you, my channel gets a bit of hate, so I think that a lot of the things would be like, I mean, I do this thing on a Saturday, so today, what's the time now? 5 o'clock? So 8 o'clock in 3 hours time, I do this thing which is new, which I've started doing. It's called Resellers Open Mic. It's like it's a live stream, so I'll be going live, and I leave the same as what you're doing here. You leave the link in the description, and let other people come in and plug their channel. So I've started doing that, but last week I had quite a few people that would join the chat, say some rude stuff about me, and then shoot off. So
Well, I mean,
warriors.
yeah, I mean, there's a certain point. It's like, who's the kind of person that has a problem with someone and still follows them and watches their stuff?
Yeah.
I don't even understand that.
Yeah, if you don't like
Yeah,
somebody's content, unsubscribe. If
right.
you don't like the person, unsubscribe.
It's just strange. People do that in the United States a lot too. So it's common here. I've noticed that before. I've watched your lives, and I'll jump in there, and right at the beginning, and there'll be 6 thumbs down like within a minute. People
I
just
got
wait for you to go
people
live
that
and push their
subscribe.
thumbs down.
I got people that subscribe, put their bell on, just so they can get a notification I'm going live, and then they'll smash the thumbs down button. But it's alright. It's all good for the algorithm apparently.
Yeah,
Any
it doesn't hurt the algorithm. It's still like, what do you call it?
demoralising.
Showing that they're interaction. So I mean, they're not hurting you, and they're subscribed, and they got the bell on. So I mean, that's I go to other channels when trolls go in there, and I go to my channel, troll me. I need some watch hours. I don't care. It's better than Ling Ling.
What's your sub count now?
740 or somewhere around there. I was going good. I got 600. I think it was March or February, but right when February hit, that's when they took away the 3 dots, and I stopped getting subs, and then the shutdown hit, and then
What's the
I
three
kind of
dots mean?
stopped putting out. Huh?
What's the three dots mean?
There was 3 dots off to the side when you were in a live, and you could go right to their channel without leaving the live, and you can go subscribe to people that you want to check out for later, and then decide if you want to keep them or not. And it was just easy to subscribe, and then it got to be where you had to leave the live, go look them up, go find them, type them in, kind of thing. And so it just made it harder for everybody. They did that on purpose because they just, I guess, they didn't want people to get subscribers too easy unless they were really watching. I guess, you know.
Yeah, I suppose it's that. I mean, I think
Well, I mean, I want subscribers
March
that want to
March seems
watch.
to be yeah March seems to be the best time of year to get subscribers. Let's have a quick look because I did have a look on mine YouTube Studio, and it tells me that March I had a massive peak of subscribers, and then like this time of year it's gone
Well,
back down. But I would have thought it would have been the opposite way around. I would have thought people wanted to learn how to make a little bit of extra income
right.
over Christmas time when people want extra money for buying Christmas presents. So I don't quite understand it. I don't understand why March is the season for.
Well, I think I did something. I think I did something kind of wrong because I did this little. I loved me and my buddy loved the movie Tombstone when we were kids, and I was just doing this little play off Tombstone, and I it was right during the pandemic, so I had my crossbow up here just in case anybody wants to come in, and I was just playing around, and I turned around and I pointed to the camera. And I go, "I'm your huckleberry. Say when." And I didn't have an arrow or anything in it, and I just didn't think that much about it. But I think YouTube was like, so I think they stopped kind of suggesting me and stuff, and I didn't realize it. So I kind of had it in like my outros and my intros sometimes. Um, and later I thought, oh, that's it's not good. They don't like weapons and like me. It like looked like I was threatening. And but I was playing, but I didn't think that like the algorithm doesn't know if you're playing or not, you know. And I'm like, ah,
Yeah,
crap,
no,
because
I understand that.
that's exactly whenever I stopped. I mean, I had 600 in February, and it's March. I mean, and it's been that long, and I only started in really trying in like September last year. So 6 months I did 600, and last over 6 months I've only had 140. So maybe I've just gotten really bad at the guitar. I don't know.
I love the Metallica intros. It's brilliant.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
yeah.
from what looks of it, my videos, what it tells me on my videos is if I've made a mess up, if I've done something wrong, so like I put a thumbnail in saying I've just been scammed or I've just lost some money or something like that, they're the videos that do the best for me. People love a fail. But
Yeah.
when I do videos like I bought all of this for this much and I'm going to make £100,000, you just get people who've been skeptical about it and they're just like, no, you're not.
Yep. I've watched that on other people's channels. The bigger channels, I like to go see their views on what gets them the most views, and it's always something like that. And
Yeah, a fail.
I remember when I found the reselling community, it was Rally Roots. It was like June of 2019 or May or somewhere around there, and it was where Ryan Roots is in handcuffs in the thumbnail, and he says like went to the garage sale and got caught buying a stolen item or something like that. And I think a lot of people found that community through that video. And it was basically, like a bad situation. They got people to look at it the most. And I think that's kind of how it goes on YouTube.
I don't really
It goes
mess
with
up that
life.
much, so I can't really do too many mess up videos.
Yeah, I know. I know what you mean.
I'll do a little thumbnail. I only made £1,000 today. It won't work, would it?
I picked bluegrass on the mandolin. And actually, I thought about taking lessons on bluegrass and the guitar um, with my teacher because he can do both. Because I love the way it plays. But yeah, I love picking bluegrass. I love bluegrass. It's actually one of the only real American music. Everything else is pretty much stolen. Yeah, I'm listening to all kinds of things today. I've been selling. I sold one Wii game, a Wii active game with that
With the
extra
band, yeah.
whatever it is. Yeah, half of it was still in the bag, so it was only part of it used. And then what else did I sell? Oh, I sold some Converse All Stars, Chuck Taylors. They were red, and they're yeah, and they're men's 8, women's 10, and they sold within 6 hours. I think I priced them too low. I think I sold them for $18 plus shipping on top. But I bought
As
those
long
for
as you're
like
making
50
a
cents.
profit, though. Yeah.
Huh?
As long as you're making a profit, you may put money in your pocket still.
Oh yeah, 50 cents, you know. I'm pretty sure it was 50 cents at a garage sale. It may have been lower because I bundled a bunch of stuff together. And I remember when I picked them up, she goes, she kind of like, you really want those? Because they're, I think they were hers, and she did. Guy wearing red Converse probably does look weird, and I'm just like, and I'm like, she doesn't understand. I'm buying them to sell,
I'm buying them because they're used. That's the only reason I'm going to take them home and sniff them.
Yeah. And it was one of those things. Yeah, I looked at the bottom, and I looked at the tread. You could tell they hadn't been worn much, and they just had a little scuffs on the ends, and I just knew the magic marker would just take that right off. What do you call that? Magic
The sponge.
eraser. Yeah, that
It's
little
like a
sponge,
sponge.
and it took it off so quick. And it looked so good. Um, so yeah, I'm always pleased with garage sales. It's just haven't had much
A lot of
this
people
year.
don't understand what the value is in things, though. Obviously,
Yeah.
people cotton on to things like Pokemon cards, to vintage games consoles. People catch on to that. They understand that these sort of things are worth money. But when it comes down to used trainers, things like that, people don't see value in it. They've used them. They don't want them anymore. It's like they just don't see the value in them anymore.
Yep. Well, they just see them stuck in the bottom of their closet. That's all they see, and that's why like a lot of times I'll ask them, "Do you have any LPs, records, or games?" And they'll be like, "Really? Like really? You want it?" And then I look at what they're selling. I'm like, "You're selling like used clothes and like trash, but those things will, I'm glad they don't know, but and then they give it to you almost no money because they just pulled it out and they don't really want to take it back.
I've started a new thing with my Facebook. Well, it's not a new thing. I updated it. But with my Facebook Marketplace, the automatic message I send to people when I say, "Is this still available?" You click that button, say, "I'm interested. Is this still available?" I've got a pre-saved message there now instead. So instead of saying, "Is this still available?" it says, "Hello, I'm really interested in this. I can collect it today." And then I've
Yeah.
got underneath that, "I'm also interested in buying," and then I've got a list of everything in there, and then I've even got stuff like broken Xboxes, uh, just everything like that. And I've literally listed, instead of saying like games consoles, because some people don't think like a Game Boy is a games console. They think a games console is something you plug into your TV. So I've literally listed every games console on there. I've listed games, board games, everything that I buy, and it's really helps me out with my pickups. Like sometimes I go to get something, but the other stuff what I'm getting, because I sent that message, is better than the thing I was getting anyway.
Yeah. I've done that before too, where I went to pick up Magic cards and they had a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm like, ooh, how much more for that? you
Yeah,
know. So you end up getting more, and they didn't know, and that's something I've learned too on even on eBay. I'm like, check out my other listings because if you're buying my sports cards, that card, you probably like all the other ones I have too. You know, and I think you need to advertise on your thing that you're selling because people just don't think about, oh, he probably has other things he's selling just like that, or ask because then it's cheaper and easier to do it in one little pickup or send it out in the mail. Yeah, I'm getting better and better at this. It's fun. Um, it was always fun. It was easy and fun to be someone that understands what antiques and what sells, and then easy to buy cheap. But then it's hard to get out there and list and to get it to sell fast. And now that's becoming more fun. And so it's easier to do when you make it fun, in your head of like, especially because most of the time now I've sold almost everything. So now it's like I know that sells. Just now it's about how fast it sells. And that was the problem when I first started doing YouTube. And I think a lot of us did that same thing. They would tell you all this stuff that sells by, I picked it up for $1 and it sells for 150. They never tell you it took a year and a half sitting there on eBay to get that 150. You know,
Yeah.
I'd rather buy the $5 thing to get 25 if it sells in 2 days all the time, and that's the thing I've learned over time, what to do more of that than just look at the profit I'm going to make on it. It's more about the sell through rate.
But also, um, things do fluctuate as well. Obviously, down
Yeah.
here in the UK, there's a YouTuber that advertises this one. Like it's like, oh, these are fantastic. Every time I see them, I pick them up. So I've seen one of these things. I'm not going to mention what it is because if he's watching, he knows that I'm talking about him then. but but I picked one up for. He says, "Oh yeah, they're worth about £100." I picked one up for £20, and I could not shift it. Could not shift it. Got rid of it for £40 in the end. Got returned saying it doesn't work, and it does work. I
Ugh.
tested it, but always accept the return, block, and move on. And yeah, turns out they broke it when they got it, or it might have been broken in postage or something. I don't know. It weren't working, so I had to sell it as spares and repairs. But it was such a hard thing to shift, and I lost so much money on it. But I should do a video on that really, because people like the things where you lose money. It's
Seriously.
funny, right?
No, I'm serious. And that's nothing people say that to the flea market booth and my antique mall booth, because two of them I have are open. And they're like, well, how much stuff gets stolen? I'm like, some does. I bet most of it's from people that actually work that are have booths there, honestly. But I'm like, I'm buying it for like $1 or less most of the time. So like, how mad should I be? I'm not gonna look at it as like the $30, $40 profit that I would have made. I'm just gonna look at it was $1. You get over it. It's gonna happen. Especially when you do eBay, that like enough times that people are just gonna return something they had that was broken and say it was yours, and just like they do to Amazon, it's gonna happen every once in a while. And so it's just part of the thing. I mean, honestly, if you get mad, it's just going to keep you from listing, keep you from revising your store, updating everything. You just got to move through and
Yes, you
move
can.
on.
Yeah, you just got to accept it, carry on, and move on. I do report every time I get somebody that has scammed me. I block them and I report them to eBay, and I also add their name to a list for everybody else,
Yeah,
to warn everybody else. There's a Facebook group where it's like a Facebook group that we're on, where you can
yeah,
just copy
it's a
the
great
list,
idea.
paste it into your block list, just because nobody likes to get scammed. And obviously, if it's there's a few that are really big scammers down here. There's one that I had at the, I don't know if they're a scammer, but every time they bought something from me, they always open the return. There's always video games, so buy a video game from me, and then open the return within a couple of days of having it. And I found it really frustrating. I sold them about 10
It's like
items,
they were renting.
and I'm just like, well, it wasn't a person, it was a company that was doing it, and I got really
Uh,
frustrated with it. So I put their name on the list, and everybody else is like, yeah, we've had so many problems with them. I can't believe they haven't been put on the list already. But yeah, it's a registered company, and they've been just stitching everybody up.
yeah, I guess it's easier for you a little bit because you have a smaller community there to really ban people, and then people get a name for them and they know who it is. Here, it's like it's pretty widespread. Anyway, it's just going to happen. And like you said, it's just you just got to move on. And it's kind of like there's been a few times where I've had stuff returned. I put it up for a higher price and end up selling. So it ended up
Yeah,
paying for the pain in the ass that it was. You know what I mean? And I still had the listing, so it wasn't like I had to create a new one. It was just like pop, pop, pop. And it's really about it's not what happens to you. It's how what you take from it, the meaning. You know what I mean? People say that a
I
lot, and it's
understand.
it's
Yeah,
really true.
it is. It's, yeah, you always
Do
learn.
you?
You win or you learn.
Yeah,
That's
and, and
that's
that's
that was
and you and me are like that because you have to be because of you're doing your training. But when you train and when you practice at something, if you're worried about failure, you would have stopped a long time ago. You got to fail over and over again to get better. And then you think you're great. And then you go against someone, you're like, oh, that's nothing. You watch somebody play guitar and you're like, oh, I got a lot of training to do, you know?
Yeah.
And it's
I think
fun
that's the
because you can,
life lesson, really. Like, you win or you learn is a life lesson. It isn't like I got it from MMA. I was always told, like, if I lost a fight, you've either won a fight or you've learned from a fight. It's true.
right,
But it's the same thing with business as well. It's either I sell this item and it goes good, or it goes bad and I've learnt a lesson. I won't be selling that item again, kind of thing.
exactly.
But yeah, same thing
It's like
with
I learned real quick. I learned real quick I didn't want to sell clothes. All you have to do is take a day of listing clothes, and you get like 7 of them done, and you go a day of listing games or sports cards. You can get 100 of them done. You're like, okay, and then you don't get returns. I've only had, I think I had one game that I hadn't tested because I didn't have an original Xbox, and it didn't work. But I've never had a game returned. I've never had a sports card returned, and I've sold 1,000 sports cards. That's another reason why I like selling that stuff because I don't have to worry about it working or not working or getting beaten up during the shipping to make it not work. Um,
you know it
I
works.
don't know. People want my sports card. They usually want that card, and they don't. Even if it's a little dinged, they wouldn't get really care that much. They just want to see it. I don't know. At least so far, knock on wood. I hate to say that, and then like the only
How do
returns
you
I've
post
gotten
your
on
cards?
on clothes, it didn't fit.
How do you post your cards?
I do buy it now, and I do it straight flat fee on shipping.
But do you box it? I like because I know a lot
Oh,
of the cards that I've been buying send them in envelopes. So I always do large letter.
I do. I'll show you real quick. What I do is I put cardboard and cut out a piece that goes around it, and put the card. And these are the ones that actually PSA and
Grade fit, yeah.
yeah, because they actually don't, they won't move. But people don't understand that. I've had people get mad that I've sent them in this, and I'm like, hey, you got to understand the protection's right here. And then you put it in here. I always use painter's tape, that blue stuff. I don't know if you had the same thing where it comes off easy, it doesn't leave the adhesive, but it sticks on pretty good. And put it inside, put the other cardboard across it, and then I put it in here, and I have these because it'll double overlap, so it kind of just makes it a little more soft. And I always put one of these plastic bags around the actual card just in case there's any wetness at all, but it shouldn't anyway. But just that extra little protection from wetness.
Yeah.
And unless it's over $100, well, there's been some that I've done 80, and I'll put it in a small box. But a lot of times I feel just as safe because I worked at something called it was like a UPS, and these kind of things went into like a thing you held. It was almost taken care of better. But if you get it into the place where they throw it in the bottom in the bins, it gets kicked around and might get stepped on and things. So I've always learned that these get treated better and don't get smashed as easy. And so I like using that method. And most of the people that do sports cars do the same thing, same way.
So I just use a really thin box,
Yeah,
and I use I don't use the grade fit, the ones what you've got there. I do use top loaders, so like a hard one,
yeah,
and I wrap
yeah.
that in bubble wrap and put it in a flat box, which is like called a large letter for us, and I'll be able to post that for 88p. I don't know how much yours cost, but
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what how much protection I really want on it. But like, there's a lot of people that do if it's over $30, they put it in a box, small box. But I just I've been doing it for so long, and I've never really had much of a problem except one time. Um, they gave me like a neutral, and I think it was because they wanted in something better. But I don't know. I don't mind it, but it's sent to me that way, and that's my problem. Is I'm okay with it. Other people aren't though, so I have to be careful. So when it's if it's over $100, I definitely put it in the box.
Right, I'm gonna
Hey
go and
Tanya.
have dinner. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I appreciate you for jumping in.
I'll see you later.
All right, thanks, brother. Hey Tanya, did you find anything in the any garage sales or thrift shops today? Too freaking cold for me. Oh, wait a second. See if Harry wants to jump in. There's a good auction going on. Westside Gary. If you're a reseller, you should be over there watching that. He's got LPs going right now. Bid's already up to $180 though. Whew. Um, his records, he bought out a record store a long time ago whenever everything went to digital and MP3s, and he got them real cheap. And now they're worth so much money. So he's just selling them in big lots, and some of them are really rare. Hmm. I've got quite a few. I've got a bunch of his 7-inch discs right here. Just bought. Just got them in. Share, Skin Deep. Another share. Produced by Michael Bolton. Geffen Records, huh? That's a risque. That's how she was. Outfit. Was that chains? Skin Deep. She was old there and she's still pretty. This looks, I can't wait to hear Aretha and Whitney together. Heck yeah. Eric Clapton. Cyndi Lauper live. I bet that's worth some money. If anybody wants to jump in, come on down. It's a lot of records. Bids up to 225 bucks. Wow. Oh, Journey. Journey. 2 journeys. Good Lord. 3rd journey. Rolling Stones. Oh, man. These are all so good. I want to bid. $250 bid. Well, I guess everybody's left. I was hoping Harry might come on for a minute, show me his mason jar. That looked cool. All right. Maybe I'll jump on later. I'll see y'all later. Grind on, friend.